Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. My nails are already prepped with a peel off base coat, so we are going to jump into adhering my nail tips. For today's nail tips, I'm using these stiletto nail tips and nail glue gel as my adhesive. Since I am going to be shaping these nails into a long almond, I'm going to be taking my straight edge nail cutter and I'm just going to clip the tip of the nails and use my nail file to file and shape them into an almond. Now I'm going to apply base coat on all of my nails, and I will be curing this in the lamp for 30 seconds. For today's polygel, I will be using this clear polygel from cont'd, and I will also be using alcohol as my slip solution. For my new subscribers, I'm giving a quick disclaimer that I have started an astrology series that is centered around nails and the horoscope of each sign. So if you're interested, stay tuned. If not, feel free to use the timestamps below to skip over this section. I do apologize as I am not explaining anything about what I'm doing with the polygel application. I have a lot to cover with the forecast today, so it's going to be pretty long and a long chat. So in today's video, we are covering the sign of Gemini. Please also note that this is a general horoscope, so not every Gemini watching this will resonate since I am not reading your birth chart, and Gemini can be placed anywhere in your birth chart. Alright, so let's get started. So this past Gemini season was pretty active. Mercury and Jupiter were both in Gemini, and the last half of Gemini season went out with a bang. Uranus also entered Gemini on July 7th of this year and will retrograde in the fall and finally re-enter into Gemini next year in April 2026. It will stay there until 2033. Uranus in astrology is famous for surprises, unpredictability, sudden and chaotic twist of fate, and also new technology. Gemini is a mercurial sign and it rules technology, speed, and transportation. We will see many technological advancements in those themes and in a very accelerated fashion. There are so many trends that we can expect, and I have a couple of predictions for that. I will say that Uranus in Gemini does give themes for war. Honestly, I don't really feel like talking about it in my channel, and not to ignore or bypass what's actually happening because it is horrific, but we can all see what's going on. Every time Uranus is in Gemini, the United States is at war because the United States birth chart also has Uranus in Gemini natally. So whenever Uranus enters Gemini, it activates that planet in the United States birth chart. The Revolutionary War in 1775 was also during Uranus and Gemini. The Civil War in 1869 was also during Uranus and Gemini, and so was World War II, which was in 1939. This time it might be a little different since we do have Pluto in Aquarius on top of Neptune in Aries. I think this will be technological and psychological warfare more than anything, and there really might be a civil war in this country. Gemini rules the twins and the two faces, the two personalities. America will be somewhat divided during this transit, but honestly this can manifest in any way, so I don't honestly know. And that is all I'm going to cover on that topic because the astrology gets really spooky and chaotic, and I don't want to stress anyone or bring anxiety. And also at the same time, I am a transit astrologer, but I'm also not very historical and I don't track any war events. But if you would like some more resources or deep dives on this topic, feel free to DM me on Instagram. I will definitely send you some links and articles if you are more interested in this stuff. Moving on to other themes, I think a lot of things will be digitized under Uranus and Gemini. I feel like there'll be a lot more digital universities and early education, digital communities. I think there will be more apps for friendships, like think Tinder, but for friends. I know there's apps out there already, but I think it'll be a lot more popularized as the transit moves on. I also think there will be more innovations for the human mind to think faster, something going on with Neuralink or some other sort of innovation. I also think there'll be technology invented to bridge language gaps, so there'll be more ways for us to translate languages faster and in a more convenient way, like almost like the meta glasses, for example. I also think that digital drivers will be a thing around this time. I also think over the course of the years, we will see AI or robots take jobs, like I mentioned before in Aries' video. I also think AI will be fully integrated into social media. Like, I know we think it's integrated now, but I don't think it's going to be in lengths that we will see in the next couple years. Like, we will see loads of AI content and influencers. It'll look so real to the point where people won't be able to tell the difference between reality and AI generated content. I do have to say, I'm obsessed with interdimensional cable on TikTok right now. I cannot stop watching it. It's just so interesting and so fascinating. Even though I can tell it's AI, it's just really cool. I love it. In the aesthetics space, maximalist fashion may trend. Accessorizing is going to be really huge, possibly with nails as well. I don't know if anyone has come across sprinkle locks or lock sprinkles, I think that it's called. I saw it on TikTok and it's absolutely beautiful and peak Uranus and Gemini. I also think local trading and bartering systems become popularized. I see retro technology being extremely expensive. I also think there will be breakthroughs in gaming, some new gadgets and innovations for the home. I think there will also be disruptions to technological communications and access to information as well as transportation. I feel like Gemini is in a Mercury sign. Uranus is famous for disruptions. I definitely see something going on with the US's transportation. Just be on the lookout for that. Just random power outages, random power surges, things like that. 24/7 streaming will be completely normalized over the course of this cycle as well. Alright, so I'm done talking about the collective. Let's talk about how Gemini placements will be affected by this transit personally. So you may feel like your life will hit a complete or multiple 180s during this transit, big life changes, huge paradigm shifts, since Uranus will be conjoining your sun. This is pretty much what I discussed with Taurus in their video. You guys will be entering that phase as well. Uranus is also really good for moving certain people or circumstances from your life, so be on the lookout for that as well. Gemini is a mutable sign. Mutables are flexible, versatile, and easily able to adapt to change and embrace their new situations. So I feel like you guys will handle this transit pretty well, hopefully. Again, it all depends where Uranus will be placed in that birth chart of yours. The key thing here is to keep an open mind and brace yourself for circumstances to suddenly change in your life for the next 7 years. Saturn has been on your butt for the last 2.5 years, so if there's been some stalls or setbacks in the career sector, that will most likely dissipate after March of 2026. You guys will also be having Neptune and Saturn transiting your 11th house of friendship, peers, and social circles, but I think I'll expand on that more next year because it will be a lot more prominent. Jupiter is currently in Cancer, so expect a windfall of money, increased income, and or an expansion of blessings. Since this will be transiting your second house of finances and earned income, this transit is going to be very beneficial for you career-wise, if and only if you have Cancer or water placements, especially Pisces and Scorpio. So that is all I had for Gemini. Hopefully that wasn't too long. I'm trying to get more in depth with these horoscopes, even though they are general. I do hope you guys enjoy that mini horoscope in your season. I'm going to stop talking now and we're going to move on to the next section. Here is how my Polygel application turned out. I am going to go ahead and wipe away the sticky layer from the Polygel using alcohol. We are now ready to begin filing. I do have my dust collector ready, and I'm really only going to be filing the sides of my nail and going over the surface with a nail drill. Now that my nails are filed, we are ready to begin gel art. For today's gel art, we are doing a galactic abstract nail set today. Today's nail art is inspired by a poll I created in the community tab. I asked everyone to vote for a length and leave nail ideas, and I got a really cool suggestion for Gemini. I'm so glad that this person commented to do an almond shape because that is astrologically accurate for air signs. If you do want more information on which colors, shapes, and length corresponds with your zodiac sign and ruling planet, I did cover a video on this a couple years ago, so feel free to check out that video. I will leave it in the top right corner. For the first nail, I am painting black gel polish on this. We're going to do 2 layers just for it to be a solid color. We are doing an airbrushed aura design. Moving on to the next nail, we will be using cat eye gel polish. This nail was supposed to be a green cat eye, but I misplaced my set of gel polishes, so I had to experiment. In this portion, you guys will see me apply the cat eye gel polish, move around the magnet, and then apply some green gel polish over it. But honestly, it looks better if you do the green underneath, then the silver cat eye, and a translucent green over it, which I did on the thumb, and you guys will see that later. The next nail is also going to be painted full solid black. I'm doing 2 layers of this and curing it for 30 seconds each. This will also be a 3D flower nail. If you want a more in-depth 3D flower tutorial, I did one in my previous video and I'll have it linked in the top right. This next nail, I am painting this completely black, and I only did 1 layer because this is going to be covered in chrome, and I cured this in the lamp for 30 seconds. After the nail was cured, I did mix rhinestone gel and black gel polish together just to help me with the 3D lines and so that it's dark. And we're going to just draw some 3D lines on this nail, nothing too crazy. This next nail is going to be the same design as we did on the middle finger. We're going to paint this muted green color and then apply the cat eye gel polish after we cured it in the lamp. To finish this look off, I'm going to apply top coat on all of my nails, and I will be curing this in the lamp for 60 seconds. So here are how my nails turned out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I actually really like this set, especially the long almond. This set really gives Mercury, Gemini, so good. I love it. I tried to do Earthy Galactic. I'm not sure if it is Earthy Galactic. You guys let me know. I feel like it's leaning more towards Galactic, but nonetheless, it still looks great. I do have everything that I used linked in the description box. Please do not forget to like and subscribe, and thank you all so much for watching. I do hope to see you in my next video.